Oh, blood and stained window. Using. Oh, door open. This looks already promising. Something must have happened. Pity me.
Where's the bookseller?
That's the question.
An old diary. Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
The Puritan colony led by Reverend the court settled on the island in the 17th century, and named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the islands. They erected the first building, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and divine behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Okay. It's closing. About the history, moving forward. As the American really managed to reach its peak, the rest of the world Wales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then the region was favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Skiller returns to port with a giant creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of fierce combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast under the whaling ship. Which beast? Sea monster or the whale? They talk about whale, but the one turn by the maybe I can use it.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These debatable writings are the origin of the aesthetic movement founded by Helena Blavatsky. At the end of the 19th century, the creator of philosophy would have drawn extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. The book discovered in the Nameless Bookstore on Darkness could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Okay, seems interesting. Nothing interesting, just getting a bit more. Let's here's spot hidden. Hello. What's up with that guy's face? The skeleton looked painted. As preserved, it has the first one as proof of positioning surgery specific certain malformations and motor disorders. Okay? Let's read.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Oh, this is the Nameless Bestiarium Volume 1. Oh, this will affect your destiny. I'm sure. This collection catalogs the classifies creatures that I had never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work of the bestiary of the myth, without giving details of the mythology to which it refers. The pages are covered with phantasmological illustrations. One on the right looks a bit like the shadow. The one on the left is something different. So how did that appear? Indication. Interesting things here in the bookstore, but where is the... Oh no.
What happened here?
Oh, let's investigate.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Then...
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
No. Expected they didn't run straight there, but... Okay, let's get here then.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Dr. Fuller, spaces. It's just the cellars of the riverside. This is okay. Cassandra's residence. Is that a sphinx? Ooh. Oh, lovely cat. Nice cat. Mythical cat. Dimensional Shambler. Dimensional Shambler comes from the dark and inhospitable dimension where the rarity of food sources keeps it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it is in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Lovely. Should remember, even the else of a dimension, otherwise you risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being. For its being to anchor itself in the dimension and allow it to rip you open with its claws. Nameless Bookstore. Oh, use knowledge. Ottoman origins. At the Grand Vizier at the court of Suleiman. the Magnificent. Legend tells that Targal used a symbol on the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. What is certain is that Suleiman had his advisor executed. Did he fear him after this demonstration of power? Extract from art and mysticism versus centers. Forgotten objects.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds this memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she still is of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whosoever reads these lines and demonstrates acute and sharp as mind can hope to gain access to the most precious possession. To my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in green world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that the reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say, a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content in the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Wait a minute, is this the Necronomicon? Have you the Necronomicon hidden in there? My good friend. No.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Everyone on this island has sleeping pills because of...
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Key of Revere? Fire. This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylinder medallion hanging at the end of heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones where we reign at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer, in press cuttings that mentions the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery, coincidence with the last of the Hawkins trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of this artifact. Try to find it. Oh. Ooh. Is something hidden in this room, or?
Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
No? Oh, there's still something hidden here.
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Oh. Yes, I actually have to.
A kind of chalice.
It seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires made of a specific motif?
A kind of chalice.
Either 4 or 9.
Things are not looking good.
Either 4 or 9. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
8. As a wolf, another heart.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection?
This is unreal.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Oh. Huh. Okay. So, what is this? Yeah.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Force now, I think. Second.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Oh.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
4-3.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Let's refill this. Let's check the chessboard. No, there are 3 still in the chessboard.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
So which is this? This is 1409. 14. 7. Okay. So. Azathoth and Other Horrors were 11. 1. No. 3. 1. check the SFR. It's 9.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
9. It's 9. It's 9. Last one is 9. So this is... They're 5. Is this the miraculous? Is it really?